Mr. Lloyd Moseby, I have a question for you. We hear about Barry Davis's prodigious baseball skills. He extols the virtues of his baseball skills. And one of the things that we talked about prior is you said, listen, when we talk to Lloyd, you have to ask him about my skills. Please, for the love of God, can you come clean with Barry Davis's baseball skills?
Listen, let me tell you something. When BD got down to spring training in our fantasy, yeah, things was kind of tough.
What does that mean?
Well, no, listen. He hadn't played in a while.
Okay.
But we went out and I worked with him. I sweated. It was a tough day for me. But I put it in. I put the work in with BD.
You just grinded.
Let me tell you something. By the end of that camp, he was probably MVP. This man.
All right. How much money did you slip Lloyd Moseby to say
I'm telling you, the man ran down balls. The man was an absolute pro. He came to play.
Oh man.
Unfortunately, at the end, he got hurt. And
I never got hurt. You traded me, remember? You literally traded me in the middle of a game. You pulled me off the field and you said, we're taking you and we're sending you to another team.
That did happen. And I had to say that you were hurt because I was hurt.
My pride was hurt.
I was hurt to trade him. Listen, we were trying to win ball games at this point.
Yeah, that's it, man.
And so I got rid of, we got rid of the guy. I felt bad about it, and I'm coming clean today. And that's why I feel awful for what we did. We had no excuse for doing it, BD, and I just want to come clean and say I apologize.
It's okay. This is how you can make it up to me, Shaker.
Listen, we should have traded you sooner.
Okay, so on a relatively serious note, you are going to be honored by being inducted into Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. I believe it's coming up next weekend, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so somewhere in your speech, will you mention me?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not going to mention you. I'm going to try my best to, for the first time, Barry, and I'm going to try to be serious with this. For the first time, I was taken aback, seriously, because when Mike called me, I vehemently said no. 3 times. It took him 3 times to call me back, and I said, listen, I don't think I deserve this. And you know me, man. You know, I'm the kind of guy that, I'll give it to you like it is, but then he sent me back all these numbers and his whips and all these different stuff. And I said yes to it because, you know what? I'm a Torontonian. And this was huge for me. And one day, when I'm not around, it's just amazing because my kids went to school here at Montessori, and she's coming down. My daughter's coming, so my granddaughter, and for them it's massive. My daughter, I'm coming. The same when they were like 3 years old. I'm coming, and so that's when it hit me, Barry. That's when it hit me that it was real. I was like, So right now, I just...
You're even emotional talking about it here.
Yeah.
You're going to bawl your eyes out in your speech, aren't you?
No, there's some things I can't mention because I would. And some things I can't mention now because I would. So it's just, it's the weirdest thing that ever happened because you know me, I did autographs there for 2 or 3 years in a row. So I never thought about it for myself because I'm the kind of guy that I've always tried to build other people up. I've always never really considered me as anything because I know I didn't do the things I could have done with my total ability, but I just never thought that it would be recognized this way.
Now, you were not born in Canada.
No, but you know what? My coming out of high school, my first place I went to was Medicine Hat, Alberta. And so for me, all the great things that ever happened to me, it started here in Canada.
But for someone that's not born in Canada and you're now being recognized in the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, that must make it just all the more like... You've been accepted into this country. This is not to make you cry, man.
No. Well, I don't think what people understand is that, I'm in London a lot. And so I'll be in a mall and someone will yell out, Shaker, Shaker. And I'm way in London, dude. I'm like, because that's why I don't like being in Toronto, right? Because, it's not, people know me there. And so I'm in London a lot and then in Aurora. I'm in Whitby. I got like a sister of mine that lives in Whitby. So, and they're all coming to this thing. So it was the damnedest thing when I got that call. Did I think it was a joke when Mike called? Maybe. I thought Mike went to borrow money, maybe. And I said, hey, Mike, listen, dude, I ain't got no damn money, man. He said, no, I'm serious. And that's when it all hit me. So for me, I'm a Torontonian. I know people don't understand that. They keep asking me, where you from? I'll say California, but then I'll correct him and say, I was born in Arkansas. I was raised in Oakland, California, but my home is Toronto.
That's fantastic.
I just keep telling people, I got to say it over and over because they don't believe it. And so this has been great, B. This has been great for me. So thanks, guys, for even considering having me on this show.
Oh,
Shaker, when you first became a Toronto Blue Jay, how long did it take you to kind of get acclimated to the city, to the cold weather, to the metric system, to all that? Because obviously you did, but was there an adjustment period for you?
no one uses the metric system, by the way.
Well, that was the only thing that did probably get me was centimeters and liters and all of that. But other than that, B, this was the greatest place to play. Listen, we were awful, and the stands were filled up. We were awful, and the people acted like we were New York Yankees who just won World Series. So for me, was it cold down there? Absolutely at the CNE and down to Exhibition Stadium. But that was our advantage. People hated that. I mean, I remember days where Ricky would come in and had a headache right away. Headache because he didn't want to play on that turf. That turf was awful.
Yeah.
So we had an advantage. We didn't see it as that right away because we were so bad that there was no advantages, right? But it's always been home for me. When I got when I left Toronto, I knew I had to leave because, Jesse had gone and, Georgie's getting traded and all this stuff was happening. And I recognized that time had come, and I cried like a baby. But, it's business. Business is business. And so to come back, and I coached here, and I coached Delgado, Sean Green, Shannon Stewart was my outfield. It's always been in me, guys. I'm a Torontonian. That's all I can tell people, and they don't have to believe me. So the Hall, if I didn't make, but this is my Hall of Fame. It really is, because I got people coming from all over Canada just to see this, and I'm going, I have no speech, dude. Guys, I have no damn speech. This is going to just come out. But I know there's some things I can't really get to because,
I'm going to tell you, man, crying seals it. You have to do it.
No, well, like I said, man, there's some things that I really can't mention because, again, my parents.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk some baseball then for a second, Lloyd. And you mentioned about being on some really bad baseball teams. When you see this Toronto Blue Jays team right now, when you're a player and a team is struggling the way they are, is it hard to come to the ballpark every day? Is there that almost cloud hanging over as a ball player when the other team gets off to a 2-0 lead in the first inning, that holy cow, here we go again feeling? Is that there as a ball player?
For them, yeah, that could be. But you know what? For me, I'm an ambassador. So my job is to go over and make sure that people are having a good time, right? So, and I think they're still having a good time, B. I think what our problem is that we take ourselves really serious. I mean, in our day, we laughed at us. I mean, 9-game losing streak, George Bell would rip us. We would be in there laughing. You don't supposed to laugh when you're losing, right? Right. But guys, you got to laugh to keep from crying. And they have to come up with this formula, and they're going to get it. Man, we got good players, dude.
What do you think it is then, Shaker? How is it a team with the good players? Are injuries real? Like, can you look at the injuries and say, okay, Tulowitzki's out, Donaldson's out, Devin Travis missed some time?
Yeah.
Is it easy enough to point that? Because I know so many fingers from fans get pointed directly at John Gibbons.
Yeah, it's not fair. Now, that part is not fair, but I haven't seen Gibby. Listen, I keep waiting for them to announce Gibbons at the home plate. I keep waiting for Gibbons to play shortstop or catch again, and I haven't seen it yet. Listen, we have great players. It's time for them, to step up. But listen, we cannot blame John Gibbons. The man is a great man, and he makes the lineup out. I understand that, but listen, we have to protect him. That's what the player's job is to be. We protected Cito that year. When he took that job, we protected Cito. We went out there, we played hard for Cito, and we came back from a deficit that no one even thought we could come back from '89. So. No, their job is to protect John Gibbons, and I hope they do this sooner than later. Because again, when I go in the boxes, the people are getting frustrated, and they really are. But they'll never give up on this guy because I've been here when we were awful. I know we got a lot of things that we can do in Toronto now, right? There's a lot of things we can do, man. I mean, but I got a feeling that these people are behind us, And so it's up to us, man, to turn the tide and to give these people something to cheer for.